understand why we treat each other in this way. Taking up time with the silly, silly games we play. We got our love.
Wonderful people, thank you so much for tuning in to The Forgotten Man with DeCarlo. If you would like to connect with DeCarlo, please visit her website at detfm.com or connect with her on Facebook. Just search The Forgotten Man with DeCarlo. We greatly appreciate your time and hope to see you again next time for The Forgotten Man with DeCarlo, right here on The Real 1100 AM. See you next time.
Bag that. What? Give me 50 feet. What? Give me 50 feet. What? Give me 50.
Or just 6. The staff here at Real 1100 AM would like to encourage you to social distance yourselves. While you may feel disconnected, you can always connect with us at real1100.com. So remain at a safe distance. Call, text, or email a friend and tell them to join you at real1100.com.
Tune your radio.
Tune in now.
You can tune in to this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this beastly broadcast group station. Check it out at tunein.com.
Or your app store.
You pledged your life to serve, to make our country stronger, safer, more free, more equal. You worked tirelessly, made sacrifices, missed first steps and birthdays, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the setbacks endured. We see lessons applied and passion driving you upward and forward. We don't see all the masks you wear, but we hope you can set some aside. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your past, your fears, or your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see hope, a path forward, a future. We see all veterans. We see you, an opportunity to help you achieve a new mission, whatever that may be. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit maketheconnection.net.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Adopt U.S. Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey folks, just a quick reminder that no matter the time of the day and no matter what day of the week, East Coast, West Coast, all points in between, we are always on. So go to your app store and download the Real 1100 app and listen wherever and whenever.
The real. You are tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
And we are back with another episode of the number one rated business show right here on the Real 1100 AM. I'm your host, Kevin C. Pride. And we got another jam-packed show today. I got in studio with me Dr. Cynthia Harper. Let Let me get that right. Miss Harper, and she is harping on purpose today. Also in studio with me, I got the first family of fitness, not Barack and Michelle. All right, so I mean, tune on in. If that gets y'all excited, go ahead and tune in. But I got Darryl and Jackie Madison has stepped in to talk about family fitness today. Thank y'all so much. And joining me via phone line is Pastor Michael Mcbride to tell us all about everything that they're doing to help us get out there and get this vote initiative going. As always, if you're out in the Smyrna area, please go by friends at Titans Fitness, 1834 South Cobb Industrial Drive. They got a world-class training facility, and they have some of the best trainers on the planet. And no, they are not just for bodybuilders. They are for people just like me and you. And I don't know about y'all, but I need to lose a few myself. All right. I'm scared to go to the gym. I got to be honest with y'all. Like, I'm seriously, it's like, I kind of want to go. No, I don't want to go. I don't want none of that sweat on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't been in 6 months. I do myself, but you're right.
I'm trying to say, and I ain't good at doing it at home. The only thing I can do at home is eat and watch TV. That's it. That's all I know how to do at home. Businesses are facing a lot of issues right now. COVID is still lingering, and a lot of them still can't open to full capacity. So if you need help in your business, please contact me at 770-870-8806 or go to kevincpride.com/free and schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me, and I assure you 15 minutes can change your business. Whew. All right. Tomorrow we got the presidential debate coming up. We will see finally one-on-one Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. I think that's going to be a good one. Also, we are finally getting back to normal. Football is back in full swing, and the Falcons is losing again. So we are definitely getting back to normal. All right.
Same old.
That's all right, though. My Lakers still going to win the NBA championship. Once again, like I told y'all way before the season started, the Lakers was going to win this championship. Joining me right now to the show is Pastor Michael Mcbride. How we doing today, Pastor Michael Mcbride?
Yo, what's happening?
Oh,
good.
Man.
How's it going?
How you feeling out there, man?
Man, I'm in California trying not to choke on this smoke. But other than that,
I was finna say, what is it, lunchtime out there on the West Coast? What you doing?
Man, the West Coast is on fire. We're trying to survive the apocalypse,
Well, I wanted to get you on the show today so we could talk about this initiative that you guys are doing out there to try to get more and more people registered to vote. Kind of give us a little background and tell us about the initiative that you got going on.
Absolutely. So the Black Church Action Fund is a national network of Black church leaders, bishops, influencers, artists, congregations, denominations who are joining our efforts across our lines of difference, both geographically, theologically, organizationally, to make sure that we organize, register, and activate over 1 million Black church voters to get out to the polls, particularly in Georgia, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. And so it's a Herculean effort, but by the grace of God, we're well on our way.
Now, how well are you guys doing with that? Now, this is first of all, this is something connected all over the nation. This is not something that is just out there in California where you are. This is all over the nation because I saw people like Jamal Bryan and this type of stuff. And I know he's an Atlanta pastor.
Yeah. So Dr. Jamal Bryan was one of our co-founders of the Black Church PAC, along with Erica Campbell from Mary, Bishop Noel Jones, Otis Moss Jr., on and on and on. Just a lot of folks that we all are in good relationships with each other. We realize that even though we may be Church of God in Christ, we may be Baptist, we may be Methodist, we may be AME, some of us may even be bedside Baptist folks, right? We know that we got to get our souls to the polls and vote. And so this is a national initiative that has local implications. And we're using our Facebook, social media platforms in this age of Corona to have a massive digital footprint. And it's a one of its kind effort that's happening across the Black church. And we're super excited to see the hundreds of thousands of folks that are looking at our content, signing up to register to vote, and committing to doing phone banks and textathons until the election.
Wow. Now, how's the effort going for you? Are you guys being pretty successful at getting some people signed up with you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, part of what we know is Black voters are disproportionately being purged from voting rolls all across the country. Of course, you all in Georgia know that you would have a governor by the name of Stacey Abrams if the Republican candidate did not cheat as the Secretary of State and literally purge Black voters from the voting rolls in Georgia. So we're finding this happening in Michigan, even here in California, in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida. People are being denied the access to vote. So we're using online platforms. You can go to blackchurchrock.com, and we built an online virtual voter registration tool, an online virtual absentee ballot tool. It is all being powered and sustained by our national organizational partner called vote.org, which has the largest digital online voting infrastructure in the country. And it's a super dope tool, blackchurchrock.com or blackchurchrocks.org, and you can go check your voter registration. We literally have hundreds of thousands of people that have been plugging into our effort, both on digital and in person, and we're super excited about it.
You said it's blackchurchrocks.org?
Yes. Blackchurchrocks.org, blackchurchrocks.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay.
Yep.
Now you did mention voter fraud and voter suppression. What are some of the things that you guys are doing? Because I also work with a bunch of our legislators here in Georgia trying to make sure that we do have a free election and a fair election, and voter suppression is cut down to a minimum. And I've even sat down with our Secretary of State here, and he's talked about, you know, a lot of the different stuff that they're doing here in Georgia to try to keep those type of things from happening, make sure everybody has a chance to actually vote, make sure it's a free and unencumbered vote where you don't have a whole bunch of problems. But we do hear from our president almost every day telling us that this thing is rigged, it's going to be rigged. Out there in California, I don't even think on your side, I'm pretty sure California going to go Democratic like it always does. But are you seeing any evidence out there that ballots are being thrown in the trash or ballots are not being, votes are not being counted for those ballots?
Well, obviously every place across the country, we are seeing people are finding themselves unaware that their voter registration has been purged. And this is a great example. Erica Campbell, who is one of the co-founders of the Black Church PAC and Black Church Action Fund effort, along with her husband Warren Campbell, they just voted in the last election, and they told us on our call this past week that they were not registered to vote.
Wow.
They had to re-register to vote through our tool, even though they voted in the last election. Now, they don't understand why. They haven't moved. They haven't, unregistered. And so there is some funny business happening around people's voter registrations for sure. I think what we want to do is just remind people that we have options. You want to register to vote and you want to vote early. Register to vote and vote early. That means if you can mail your absentee ballot in as soon as you possibly can, do it early.
Okay.
If you can't drop it off before voting day, do it early. And if you decide to show up on voting day, you just need to be ready to stand in line and ensure that your vote is counted. Now, we are on voter day. We're going to be recruiting what we're calling Black Church Sentinels, which are just glorified watchmen and watchwomen on the wall, showing up in our clergy attire to make sure that people see comfortable faces. We know that in some of our precincts across the country, we're hearing that certain Trump-like individuals may show up to try and view themselves as voter security agents and all these weird kind of 1960s type efforts to intimidate voters. We're going to make sure that folks vote early, folks show up and be an encouragement to people who may want to vote in person. We've also been working with the NBA and some other sports leagues, and we're encouraged. They're opening up their facilities to make sure those places can be certified drop-off points for dropping off your ballots if you need to in a secure location. So absolutely, it is sad that in 2020, we have to go through all of these lengths just to secure a fair election. But we know that we have some diabolical, wicked leadership in the White House, and we have to now fight literally for our own country's well-being and get out of this nightmare and just go back to the regular bad dream.
it's so funny you put it like that because I definitely think Biden is going to be the regular bad dream. I really do. I don't like none of my choices in this election, and I'm so sick of living in a country to where it's always a choice between the lesser of two evils versus voting for a candidate I really think is going to do something for me. And I got to be honest with you. At this point, I have really been looking at this thing and really just kind of manipulating. I know I'm probably going to piss a lot of folks off, but can I say that? Oh, my bad. I know I'm going to upset some folks. But I think black folks got more to gain from Trump than we do from Biden. I think Biden really looks at us as, I got your vote. You going to vote for me or you not black. And I ain't going to do nothing for you when I get in there, just like every time we see a Democrat get in office. I got to be honest with you. Trump is talking about putting $500 billion into black businesses, making sure we start 500,000 businesses in the black community. So what do you say to that?
Well, I would encourage you to look at Biden's plan for Black America. I think that the idea that Trump could be better for black people is like saying rat poison is better than drinking Clorox. You know,
he said Clorox was good for you.
I think Donald Trump, everything that he claims to bring as a benefit to us publicly, behind the scenes, he is literally creating the conditions for our people to suffer daily. And so it's really important for us to have, I think, a level of maturity and clarity around what needs to happen at the federal level. At the very least, we should remember the disproportionate impact of lives being lost to COVID is because of the mismanaged federal response of Donald Trump.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. We talk about the mismanagement of COVID-19. What do you think should have been done different? Because I keep hearing this over and over again. We got a vaccine in record time. We've ramped up testing higher than any other country. We shut down our borders and everything else to every other country. And also, let me say thank you so much for India, Miss Upasna, for checking in. How you doing tonight, Miss Upasna? But we closed down our borders. We got testing ramped up. We did what we need to do to make sure the hospitals were not overwhelmed. And now we got a vaccine in record time. So what do you think Joe Biden is going to do different other than mandate everybody wear a mask?
Well, we don't have a vaccine. So I don't know what would make you think we have a vaccine. That's not true. Let
me correct that. We have a vaccine coming in record time because all we can do is go by what we hear coming out of the White House. We can't go until we see it. That's all we can kind of go by.
No. I would not go by anything coming out of the White House. What I would do is look at the world's response to this issue of vaccines and COVID and judge ourselves against the world. It is indeed the case. We don't have to judge the U.S. response in a vacuum. During the Obama administration, there was the risk of Ebola coming into this country. They set up all kinds of safeguards in place, including making sure the countries of origin had not only contract tracing, but also ensured that people who were flying out of the country were being tested and quarantined so this virus would not spread. Okay. We have seen in this country that the federal response has been lackluster at best. There was no federal management of folks flying in and out of the country. There were no testing sites set up at airports. And we also know, and we've learned from Donald Trump's own words, that he downplayed the virus from a public messaging standpoint to try and manage people's fear.
Okay, I gotta be fair on that one. That one right there is a soundbite cut way too short. Okay, I gotta be fair on that. And don't get me wrong, because I'm starting to get this reputation. Everybody think I'm a Trump supporter. I don't support either side. I really don't. I'm more of an independent than anybody ever will be. But I'm about truth and facts, and whether the truth and facts represent and help Donald Trump or they help Joe Biden, whoever they help. You know, I'm about people need to be able to make a true decision based off real facts, what has really been done and what has not been done, and not necessarily off a bunch of rhetoric and a bunch of sound bites that's cut by CNN and Fox, period.
Well, I appreciate that. I would just say that if you ask Donald Trump what his name was 2 times in a row, he would probably give you 2 different answers. I'm not saying he's the father of all lies, but he's related to that joke. He could not know the truth if it came to him and introduced himself. Wow. Donald Trump is a pathological liar. We know it. And I think it's important for Black people to be okay to just say that sometimes our enemies and adversaries are very clear for us. It is not to say that we have the perfect kind of allies, advocates, and champions in the Democratic progressive wing of the political spectrum. But it is to say that historically, the children of Jim Crow, the children of the slave-holding South have always been connected to the kinds of right-wing Christian political forces. They used to be Democrats, now they're Republicans. And we as Black people should have a clear political analysis about this and see voting not as an offensive strategy, but as a prevent defense. We want voting to not make things worse. And Donald Trump is not a political option, I think, for Black people who want health care, for Black people who want economic stability, which includes his.
Let's talk about economic stability for a second. And we only got a few minutes left, but let's talk about this whole economic stability thing for a second. Does economic stability really mean $15 for flipping a hamburger? Like, is that really what it means? Because I see so many people want to get living wages based off fast food jobs and jobs that were never meant to support a family and this type of stuff. So what is that economic equality that we really fighting for look like? Because I got to be honest with you, I'm a Black business owner and I'm doing very, very well in this economy. I don't know about nobody else.
No, I think that's great, but I think that we as the people can't use our own singular personal experiences at the expense of hundreds of millions or tens of millions of Black people across this country who have wage gaps that create the kind of quality of life. Let me tell you, the highest cost of living for Black folks, number one, is healthcare, right? People spend like, I think 30, 40, 50% of their income on medicines and health issues that reach a kind of tragic proportion. The second is wages, right? And so to your point, I think it's really important for us to appreciate that the challenge for Black entrepreneurship and businesses is lending. Banks do not lend to Black people the same rate. Why? Because the financial sector has a built-in kind of discriminatory approach to Black wealth. That is exacerbated under this president, right? And so we saw that just very easily through the PPP support of the stimulus or the Corona packages to help businesses. Banks were not extending that to Black businesses. And so, and then the third thing I would just also say, student loan forgiveness. We know that many Black folks who are going to college have a huge mountain of debt as the student loan. These are all policies that can be promoted through a progressive leaning candidate or administration. It is not to suggest that some of the ideas that this president has put forth have not benefited a small number of Black folks. We're talking about the whole of Black people. And I do think we need a social policy around economic development, around healthcare, around public safety that does not criminalize Black people, that comes from the people. And the people, Black folks, are not represented by this president. That is not propaganda. That is a result of our own lived experience. So I do hope that we can have our eyes wide open, critique, but let's go and vote and hold folks accountable. And let's not let this presidential administration get another shot at kind of keeping us in a nightmare. He's a terrible leader, not just here, but everybody across the world believes that. And as my daddy said, everybody can't be wrong.
Lord have mercy. Pastor Mcbride, thank you so much for your time today. If anybody wants to get in contact with your association or try to help you guys out, how can they do that?
You can go to blackchurchaction.org, blackchurchaction.org, or you can follow me. I'm Pastor Mike on Facebook and Instagram, or Black Church Pack on Facebook and Instagram. Look us up. We're glad to rock with y'all. And again, Dr. Jamal Bryant, Nichelle Guidry, who is the Dean of Spelman Chapel. She's one of our big supporters there. Pastor TJ McBride and McDonough. Look all those folks up here in Georgia. We're glad to rock. Let's get out the vote.
Once again, Pastor Michael McBride, thank you so much for joining us right here on the #1 radio show again today. Thank you so much.
My man. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Switching the conversation before I get in too much trouble. I'm going to get some hate mail. Trust me. I got to be honest with y'all. I got the PPP. And let me tell y'all, it was so crazy when I got it. It scared me to death. It was a Saturday morning. I looked and I just had thousands more dollars in my account. They ain't give me no email and say, Kevin, we're going to give you some money or nothing. It was just in here. And I was like, well, can I give it back? I don't want nothing from the government. But
wow,
I didn't. I still got it. And hopefully it's going to be converted to a grant. And I don't have to pay it back. But that's all right. We are harping on purpose today with Dr. Cynthia Harper. How you doing today?
I am absolutely wonderful, Kevin. And thank you for having me.
Not a problem. I hope we still friends after that first.
I don't know.
I also got to say thank you all the way from New York. Don L., thank you so much for supporting the show and joining us, man. I'm so sorry. I was sick last week. I couldn't make it. We had to do a replay at the last minute, but thank you so much for joining us. So we are harping on purpose. Why is purpose so important?
Because purpose is the thing that you were created to do. It's the very existence why certain things exist, why they were created. And so it collides, it meets, it matches.
You know, it's so funny. It's like, as you know, when I first started being an entrepreneur, when I first started, you know, in my business career, I just wanted to be successful. I wanted to be able to pay my bills and be successful. I found that. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Get Pastor to pay for me again. But now that I'm starting to get older, I'm starting to ask different questions to myself. Why? Why am I doing this? Why do I get up and do this every day? And what is it that I'm actually supposed to be doing? Because they say that thing that you enjoy the most, the thing that's not work,
that's right,
is really your purpose and what you enjoy doing. Is more so where you're supposed to be in life. But I find I make my money off what the work is. So how do we marry the two?
Well, and it's not always easy to do that.
Okay.
You know, yesterday I was on another radio station with one of the most phenomenal leaders in the world, Dr. Linda Chin. And she said, I stumbled into being a teacher. And when I tell you she's a master teacher, see, sometimes in life, it all works together for our good.
Okay.
What we have to do is, there was a calling on the inside. You have to answer that call. It is so natural. It's such a natural thing. We tend to overlook it, Kevin. We tend to look for something that's big in the sky, something huge.
I know, you be looking for that big grand.
And that's no. Why do we have to do that? No purpose is greater than the next, not one any greater, any smaller. So there's a natural calling. And we tend to ignore that because the world teaches you, go after this, get more money, do that, be popular, you know, make your name great. You don't have to do that. When you're walking in your purpose, greatness just abides you. It overtakes you.
Now, tell me this. Because I had a long conversation with some preachers a long time ago before I finally got saved for real. You know how you get baptized when you're a little kid, but you don't really know what you're doing. I'm just making mama happy.
Right.
And then I got saved for real. So I found that the voice of God that everybody kept talking about was my voice.
Yeah.
It was coming in my own voice. So what is this voice of purpose that we hear inside ourselves? Is it like, because what I find the voice of God to be to me, it's that knowing. It's just that calm knowing. I know this is what I'm supposed to do. I have no reason why I know I'm supposed to do this, but I know.
And it's a soft, calm voice.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
And it ain't a big billboard.
It's not a big billboard. You don't have to be popular, but you need to be significant in it. It reminds me of, you ever seen a plant and it just grows? It starts with a little seed.
Yeah.
That's what happens with your purpose. It's just a consistent, like the photosynthesis of a plant. And consistently, you water it, you nurture it, it gets better and it gets stronger and it becomes so natural. And it's already on the inside of you. It's a natural drive. It's not convoluted. It's not, and it's special to you.
Okay.
But it also has to be developed.
Wow.
Michael Jordan wasn't always the greatest basketball player.
No, he was not.
But
he was horrible in North Carolina.
But did he not develop himself?
Okay.
When I started, I used to speak. Most of us started, I speak, I coach, I train. So in purpose, you have a suite. And in the suite services, it's I coach, I speak, I train. I'm a consultant. All of those are in my purpose suite.
But you find all of it comes together.
It all comes together. And it started when I was a child, very naturally, from church, school productions, at home, mocking my sister and my brothers who were in drama and debate, and they used to sing songs, and I used to emulate them. That was all a part of my purpose.
Wow.
When I worked in corporate America, I was a recruiter, an IT recruiter. So I interviewed people all of the time.
Okay.
What do I do on talk radio? I interview people.
All right.
And so I know how to follow up with my questions because God was training me even when I didn't even realize what it was.
Wow.
You know, I was telling you earlier, we were talking about like the Microsoft Office suite. When Microsoft Office suite, there are a suite of services. That's how your purpose is. So you have Word. And when I compare this to your purpose, you think about what word did you hear on the inside? What word are people speaking to you about you?
Wow.
What is the word that you speak about yourself? You think about Excel. That's another thing within the suite. What is that thing that make you just excel? You just do it naturally. My sister is an encourager. She's just natural. It doesn't mean she does it the way I do it. We write different, but she's an encourager. You think about the PowerPoint. What gives you power? There's nothing greater to me when I'm on a stage teaching or when I'm behind a mic speaking.
Wow.
That brings power to me, not because of me, but it's because of that voice that God gave me to represent him. So I have to walk it out. You think about one note. You know, you have one dominant gift as your purpose.
Okay.
Now, everything else aligns with it. Everything else aligns with it. The purpose of that water bottle is to hold water.
Okay.
They've got ice in it. You could put juice in it, but it was created to be a water bottle.
Okay.
The purpose of that was the existence for its creativity. You think of what are the other applications in Word? You think about
got your presentation,
your
PowerPoint.
You think about access.
Okay.
When you're focusing on your purpose, the things that you have that's accessible to you and the people that you have to access or that needs to access you, they're there. Because that's who God is. Okay. He intersects us. We collide with those things. I met you 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Today we're talking because there's some incredible things happening in my purpose where now is time to do them. Now is time to make the announcement.
Wow. Okay.
That's what it is.
I love it.
It's what it is. So
these young kids getting started now, because it's like my 13-year-old, for instance, every other week she want to be something else. We was a Disney Imagineer a couple weeks ago. Now we're a lawyer. Thank God we settled on the lawyer. I will try to keep it right there. But for these young kids, what are some of the best things that they can be doing? What are some of the advice that us older folks can start to give to our children and to some of these younger folks that's following us about looking for their purpose and finding their purpose?
First of all, you're called to train them.
Okay.
See, people let children lead their own destiny. She can decide what she want to be. He can do whatever he want to do. He can say whatever he is. That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
A parent's job is to train up a child in the way that they should go.
Okay.
And when they're old, they will not depart. Of course, your children are going to change their mind.
I thought this meant to train them up to go to church.
No.
That's the one my mama used on me. I hope you ain't listening, Mama. I still love you.
Yeah.
But
no, you train them in what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
How they're supposed to do it. You know, I have a piece in my book that I wrote. I said, there's nothing new under the sun, but the way you were called to do it, it just hadn't been done.
Wow.
You train your children, and often we let our children make these crazy decisions. No, I want you to stay in this year.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we've paid for you to be in karate. If you don't like it at the end of the year, tell me why you don't like it. Is it you don't like the instructor? Is it that you don't like the bully that's in the class? What is it? How do you know you're not supposed to be a karate expert?
You done made me made up my mind. Come on, daughter thinks she gonna quit ballet. No, you ain't. I hope you watch it. You gonna stick it out. But no, I get what you're saying, because I realized that with my 13-year-old, going through band, she wanted to play saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
As parents, my baby will play saxophone. Let's get her a saxophone. Y'all would not believe how much some saxophone cost.
They cost money.
But 6th grade, we was okay. 7th grade, we started doing, I don't want to do this no more. We forced her through it. Now we in 8th grade, and we right at that last little point before she has to go get to be a part of a marching band or something like that. So, no, I definitely get what you're saying as far as forcing them to stick with it and making them stay on what we're trying to get them to do. So I get that part. Let's see. It's just so much that we could talk about when we start talking about purpose.
Do you know what is the most asked question?
What's that?
What is my purpose?
Yeah, that's the first one I asked. As soon as you told me that, what we talking about?
Most asked question. What am I created to do?
Okay.
And so we people say, you go to school, you can do IT, you can make a lot of money. Can you imagine my personality sitting behind a computer trying to develop software? I would go crazy.
And I gotta be honest with you, that whole money thing, I went for that the first time. It will make you miserable.
It makes you miserable.
It's like once you actually start making the money and all this type of stuff, then you kind of realize, like, I can't stand doing this. I hate doing this. I gotta get them to do this every day. It don't matter how much you paying me, I still don't want to do it.
And you love your purpose so much that you'll do it without pay.
For free. Yeah.
For years, I spoke without being paid.
Okay.
Now people pay me to speak. People pay me to consult because I'm considered the SME. I'm looking at this sister sitting over here and this brother. Look how physically fit they are.
Oh, yeah.
They pay you for that because you're purpose for that. You're the subject matter expert. That's what purpose will make you. And listen, just because you're called to something doesn't mean that you don't have to prepare for it.
Okay. Wow.
You got to be on that thing. I'm reading books by Miles Monroe, and I'm reading books. You know, I had the opportunity when I first started radio to interview the Zigglers.
Wow.
You know,
Zig's
people. And in fact, I was going to interview Zig, and he had transitioned the week before. He was getting very ill.
Wow.
The week before I was going to interview him.
He was my first. You know how everybody do the self-help stuff?
Yes.
He was my first set of sales tapes. Zig Ziglar. I promise you.
That man he was a genius.
Yep.
But now you know he got his work from a sister, an older lady.
Wow, really?
That set him down, that began to work for him and start to show him about how your purpose and your life is created by God.
Oh my
and
goodness.
what you need to do with it. She turned him around. See, often we need people to guide us back. That's why good training, good company, what they say in the comfort of a multitude of counsel, there's safety. You need multitude of people.
Okay.
Remember I started talking about Microsoft Word. What words are you hearing? The people that really know you, what are they saying?
Okay.
Not the people that want to know you, not the people that follow you when things are good. You can say what you wanted to say. Michael Jackson wasn't trained to dance.
Okay.
Was he the baddest thing you ever seen on the dance floor?
Oh, yeah.
And then he began to train and he got better and better and better. And he could hit a note in the whole world. He could find a move with his legs and his arms. We'd be like, you go, Michael. Because he was purposed to dance.
I get you. Okay. And I definitely agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, what's my purpose? Don't nobody want everybody crickets. No, but I definitely get what you're saying. Now, how important is you said having that multitude of counsel around you? How important is it to have like coaches and other people in your life that help keep you focusing and keep you geared towards what that purpose is?
It is.
Or just let me put a side beat to that question. How important is that a coach to keep you driven towards what you say your goal is versus if it's your purpose? Don't you think that's just an overarching scheme for your life? Shouldn't it just always just turn around and hit you in the face every now and then?
It is, but life sometimes can throw you some curveballs.
Okay.
Life can trip you up. And sometimes when we're overwhelmed or frustrated, just going through some challenges, we think, okay, this is not working, I'm not it. Not necessarily so. That's why you need the coaches, the counselors, the friends to say, come on, dog, come on, you got this.
So even in your purpose, you can get discouraged.
Oh, you can absolutely, you can become discouraged. Let me tell you, when I first started in radio, as you have this incredible engineer sitting across from you, I had to hire someone to do that for me.
Okay.
Well, and I did a podcast for a station in Texas and I was in Georgia. My engineer had to leave because his father became ill.
Wow.
I didn't know how to do it. So I let my show go.
Okay.
Now, and you know I'm excited because you know it's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going back on the station. But let me tell you, about a month and a half ago, my first interview that I had with CeCe Winans, that was my first interview with CeCe Winans. And it came across my desk and it said, for memory on Facebook, your first interview. Wow. And my heart just dropped. Tears welled in my eyes because I knew. And then my spiritual mom was saying to me, you know you're called to radio. That's you. That's your personality.
Okay. And
people that really wanted to see me succeed were constantly mentioning that to me. Do you miss it? Yeah. But because I was discouraged because I couldn't do it. And you know what? It's not that I couldn't do it. I didn't train hard enough.
Wow. Okay.
I don't care how good you are at something. What was the difference between Shaq and Kobe?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to be honest with you, about 5 inches and 100 pounds.
No, Kobe was always working and driven, driven, always. Shaq would come to rehearsal with cakes and cookies and dancing and rapping and singing, and they would fall out. Now, was Shaq not a natural talent? You better believe he is.
Oh yeah.
But you got to perfect your talent.
You got to work on it.
Who became, before Kobe left, what was his legacy? What heights did he hit?
Oh, name one he didn't.
Exactly.
That's the
you know why? When they would lose, he'd go back in and practice all day and all night.
1,000 free throws.
Come on now. That's what purpose will do. It'll drive you.
Okay.
And people want to be considered the SME at something, but they don't want to be excellent. Let me tell you something. The subject matter expert, he or she puts it down. They get it in. Because even the Bible says, study to show yourself approved.
Okay.
How you going to say you are a health and wellness coach and you're helping people with food and you don't teach them about nutrition and you don't study yourself?
Now, one last question before we get out of here. Tell me this. Purpose. Does it come natural or is it something that we got to work on?
Everything is developed. It is a gift and a calling from God. It was given to you from God. It is a natural gift. A gift is something free. Do you have to work on it? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So does that interest, like how do you really know the difference? Because I'm talented in a lot of places and I ain't trying to, blow my own horn.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I am very talented. But is it one of those type things? It's like no matter what I do, I still maintain this interest. I still want to do this, or is it I'm just so good at this?
Because it's a dominant gift.
Okay.
It is a dominant gift. We have many things we can do, but there is a dominant gift. And the way God was called you to do it is just different than someone else.
Wow. Once again, today we are harping on purpose with Dr. Cynthia Harper. And when does your show start?
My show starts in 2 weeks. I'm a little nervous.
And where folks can check you out?
Folks can check me out at 106liveradio.com. I'm so excited to be over there. Actually, we're over off of Metropolitan Avenue.
Okay.
But you can hear the show globally. We've got some incredible things planned. It's incredible stuff for people, just like you, Kevin. They just got that heart for people. And we're community centric. You know, that's the thing about when God gives you a gift, it's not for you.
Oh, that's
it's
true.
for someone else. So you don't become a good baker to bake all the cookies and eat them all. You're a good baker so that other people can eat your cookies.
There you go.
There you go.
Now I got somebody that might want to disagree with you. How you doing, Miss Francesca Ross Jones? Thank you so much for joining us. And State Representative Derrick Jackson. If y'all did not vote for Derrick Jackson, I promise y'all he the man down there in Peachtree City. Y'all better keep voting for my guy. And we're going to keep Derrick Jackson in there. Thank you so much for joining the program. Now we are talking to the first family of fitness in these cookies. How y'all doing today?
We're doing great.
Mr. Darryl and Jackie Madison. Now explain this to us. We in this time, okay? We in this time of fitness. I ain't gonna say we in a time of fitness, but we in a time where we all need fitness. Because I know a lot of us been sitting at home on the couch watching TV. My whole exercise routine has become lift up my phone, lift up the remote, lift up the phone. So what are some things that people can be doing right now to kind of stay fit, stay safe? Because I know a lot of people a lot of us still scared to go to these gyms. I mean, I know the gyms are saying it's safe, we keeping them clean, but if I see somebody sweat to get off the thing and I got to sit right behind him, I don't think I want to do that. No. So what are you advising people?
Well, first and foremost, first and foremost, like you were saying, gyms are very high-risk areas right now.
Okay.
For people, of course, that used to go to the gym. But virtual training has become very, very important now.
Wow.
Like previously, I never thought about virtual training. I was like, nah, that's something I'm not interested in doing. But once I tried it, I'm like, this is great. And once people who are at home, like, I don't have anything to do. I don't have any coaching. Get a virtual trainer that can show you what to do. It saves time. It saves, from going to.
I can imagine it saves time.
Yeah, you can just roll out of bed, go in there. It's just like having a trainer there with you, guiding you, directing you through what you can do.
Wow.
And then there's, other YouTube videos, DVDs. If there's a passion and you really want to do it, you can find a way to get it done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I see you wearing this shirt, chair size. You got to tell us about the chair size. I might give me some chair size in tonight.
It's a character size program I created about 13 years ago.
Okay.
Where I can give you the same results as Insanity or any of the leading fitness programs. However, I've just transitioned a lot of the exercise into a chair.
Wow.
Which is a lot safer, a lot less stressful on your ligament tendons and joints. And it's just a very unique way of getting something done.
Now I get a 6-pack sitting in the chair. Because I got a 2-liter sitting in the chair to start with.
But a lot of the exercises you can do standing up that are very effective, say like running in place. You can run in place in the chair. You can do jumping jacks in the chair. If you apply that same intensity to it, you'll get the same results.
Okay.
And like I said, it's a lot safer and a lot less stressful on your ligament tendons and joints.
Wow. Okay. Now, Miss Jackie, I hear you don't deal with men. You just deal with women. I feel a little discriminated, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, let me just say this. That's not the case.
Okay.
So you have right here Team Madison.
All right.
Fit Family. So Darryl is the personal trainer.
Okay.
And I'm the lifestyle and weight management specialist.
Okay. So
I'm here to motivate these fabulous women, So what we do is we partner together. So a lot of times, he can't really relate to the females like I can.
Of course.
Man, you just need to work out. That's his thing. He doesn't have all that time. And sometimes it can be a little bit more for us than that. And you mentioned something earlier, because I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but the stuff that you can do at home. Our motto for Team Madison and the Madison family is no excuses.
Wow. Okay. I like that one.
Make no excuses. So like Darryl said, you just asked him about chair size. For y'all that love to sit down, well, guess what? While you sit down,
I feel like she directed that towards me a little bit.
You sit down,
Get fit, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna stand up and be on the radio.
Exactly. Get out of your chair. But if you just have to sit down, you know, those days that when you're really tired. So I'm giving my hubby the plug here. When you're really tired, believe it or not, and sometimes we don't feel like jumping up and down or feel like moving, right? What we're going to do is we're going to do it in our chair. While you sitting there watching, Greenleaf, right? Yes, a lot of folks watch Greenleaf and Power. Okay, while you sitting down watching Power, get up.
Okay.
And move. So we want you to be active. There are no excuses when you were talking about being at home with Corona. And a lot of people have gained weight. And of course you can tell. Talking about purpose and passion. This is my passion. This is my purpose. To be able to motivate and inspire people not to make excuses.
Okay.
And we say Team Madison because we are fit family. We don't make excuses. We make it fun. So we incorporate our kids when we don't have time, busy moms.
Okay.
We want to get the kids involved. So now everybody can be fit versus everybody sitting down on the couch.
That's true.
With the cell phone playing around. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, just working out. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Now, what do you do about getting people motivated? Because some of us, we need that motivation of watching this dude over here struggling to lift a couple 100 pounds on his chest, and I need somebody to laugh at for a second so I can get focused on my own workout. So what do y'all do to motivate people to want to exercise, especially when I've been sitting on my butt for 4 months?
Well, motivation comes in a lot of different types of ways. I mean, some people need a cheerleader. Some people need a drill sergeant. Like she was saying, I can be a drill sergeant. She can be more like a cheerleader.
Okay.
But once you kind of talk with a person, see their personality, see where they are, well, that kind of gives you a way to start motivating them. See, they need this, they need that, they need me to call them, they need me to, they need to check in, accountability text.
So you're a lot more custom with your program, and you design something for me, not just this one size fits all type program.
Right. Because people at different fitness levels, and people are at different health levels also. I can start somebody off who's maybe 150, 200 pounds overweight, doing like vigorous workout, insanity type moves. That's a recipe for disaster, discouragement, and injury.
Yeah.
But people that's already been working out frequently and just might need just a little motivation, just a little direction. But then you approach them differently. Like, okay, this is the workout we're going to do today. Let's jump on it.
Wow. Now, do you approach nutrition as well? Because we do meal planning and this type of stuff for people? Because I heard weight loss management.
Right. So we make sure we stay in our lanes. Right. So I am a coach. I motivate and inspire. We make recommendations for plans. So my hubby created a meal plan because, of course, when you're training people, and this was done, you mentioned earlier about research. So, of course, we've done our research.
Okay.
So we have developed an eating plan for those people that need an eating plan. So we do have that. But we don't say that we're nutritionists.
Okay.
Absolutely not. But what I promote and what we promote is I promote the acronym HEED, healthy eating every day.
Okay.
And everything you can have it in moderation, because I don't like to use the word diet because, as you know, diet implies a temporary change in your eating habits, right? So, but for those people that need a nutritionist, then I will say, I recommend you see a nutritionist because these diet plans are just temporary. So we want to promote healthy eating every day with, of course, exercise. That's the best way.
But the diet plan I have is very good though.
Absolutely.
Even though you still want to,
now, do I get to eat meat or y'all vegan?
Oh no.
Because a lot of folks, I'm seeing a lot of propaganda out here for this veganism, and I just love me a good steak. I'm sorry.
And what we want to, and I'm glad you brought that up because this is being realistic. And so on the plan, like you said, and that's why you heard me mention healthy eating every day.
Okay.
So if you're not vegan, and there's nothing wrong with being vegan, because of course we want everybody to be healthy.
Right.
But for people that are still eating meat, you can have that in moderation. And that's the goal.
I got to eat meat in moderation?
Absolutely.
Because I'm moderated daily now.
Look,
so do I need to cut out a couple days?
Well, you might want to do certain meats, of course, as you know, it takes longer to process, like
beef,
of course, right?
That's my favorite one.
Fried foods, the flour sticks in your body, so it takes a long time to pass through. So you want to definitely, kind of like stay away from a lot of fried foods. Fried eating, you might have your little chicken wings. But overall, beef and fried foods takes.
But we want you to be able to have it in moderation, so you don't necessarily have to go just vegan. But you want to find the best eating plan that works for you and your lifestyle. So as a lifestyle and weight management specialist, I make recommendations.
Okay.
What does your lifestyle look like? What does your eating habits look like?
Okay.
What does your diet plan look like? And then we can come up with something that works best for you. So if it is vegan or not vegan, yes, you can have meat on our plan. And so you have options, right?
Now I got a question. I know you say you're not a nutritionist, so disclaimer, this is not expert advice.
Right.
But how is it? I go to Burger King, right? And the regular Whopper got about 1,000 calories, and the Impossible Whopper got 1,010 calories. I'm like, what extra calories coming from? I thought this was plants. So is that better for me than the beef? I'm just wondering.
Still equal a lot of calories. You put ketchup, mayonnaise, and by the time you build out, put salt on there and all these type things, it still makes it.
And I want to go back to, because you talk about vegan. When you think of vegan, a lot of times people think vegetarians, right?
Okay.
Vegetarian,
we do.
Right. And so we think that we're supposed to be like not overweight, going back to your calorie things. So that is a myth that's out there, because you would think somebody, like you said, that's eating meat, things like that. Yeah. It is what you eat.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead there.
Because you may not eat meat, but you may overdo it in starches. You may overdo it in sweets.
Okay.
A lot of times, because meat fills you up. So you'll be like, eat a couple of little, pieces of something, you're like, I'm not full. So then you might, let me eat another piece of cake, or let me eat another pastry. Or
now I understand if you switch meat for cake, you're gonna have some issues. But I'm being a little joking.
Right.
But like I did try the thing, and I think it's more of a mental thing. It's just like, I'm gonna be hungry. Let me go ahead and get some meat. But my wife and I, we tried it for a couple of days. I ain't gonna lie, and we did pretty good. Like, we had a couple meals, no meat whatsoever, just vegetable, and we tried it for a couple of days. The kids was upset, but I was able to actually get through it, and I really wasn't, starving to death like I thought I would be. So
right, and you want to be able to take times like that, and it's sometimes it's cleaning out your system, because we just talked about your body hold on to certain foods longer than others.
Right.
So being able to do all these things, like you said, in moderation, and you took that day where you say, or week or whatever. And we do that all the time, because we are still meat eaters. And sometimes, like, I'm not having any meat. I'm just going to do fruits, vegetables, etc., whatever, because all of this is important, what we do put into our bodies. And it can slow you down. It can be sluggish. That steak that you want to have.
Oh, yeah.
It takes long.
It'll weigh you down.
Exactly. So we know that.
Now, how do y'all feel about the keto diet that everybody keeps talking about? Because a lot of this stuff keep coming. I remember one time I was younger, it was a lemonade diet, just drink lemonade all day long, and you're gonna lose a whole bunch. And it's like every so often we hear these big things, but so many people are up on this keto thing. Does the keto work, or do y'all recommend keto? Or
well, usually those type diets are temporary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something that you can do for maybe a week or two, or maybe a month, but eventually you're not going to do that forever.
Okay.
So we recommend the changing of a lifestyle. You may need a little jump start, a jump kick, so you could get on a diet plan, whether it's keto or whatever plan. But as you're doing it, the goal is ultimately to just change your lifestyle in the way that you eat, something that you can do and maintain long term.
And and I want to put this disclaimer here for diet plans.
Okay.
All diets usually work. You just have to work the plan and find the one that works for you.
Okay.
Now, like Darryl said, is it healthy? That was your question. A lot of times people need something to jumpstart. So that's why I go back to heed healthy eating every day.
Okay.
And these things in moderation. But yes, keto works for a lot of people. Then there is Weight Watchers, and some people it does not work for, because that's a plan that's, I can't have that. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So that's why, as a lifestyle and weight management specialist, I make recommendations. I've researched all the diet plans, and I said, okay, based on your lifestyle, what can you do? And we haven't even talked about intermittent fasting. That's something that people do, but is it healthy? Okay. Can you do that long term?
Let me say this. I don't know if this is actually considered, and I ain't got much time left. Right. I don't know if this is considered intermittent fasting or not. I just eat once a day, and I'm still fat. That's the part that's killing me. All I eat, I drink water all day long, and then I eat whatever I want to for dinner, like whatever, no matter how big, how small, whatever. But that's all I eat in a day, seriously. And I think my body just adapted to it. It was like, well, if you're just going to eat once a day, we're going to pile them calories up once a day.
Actually, that slows your metabolism down. The way God created your body is to sustain life.
Okay.
So when you just eat once a day, your body's like, no, I need this. I got to have something.
He ain't going to eat no more.
Right.
He going to starve you to death.
You're not going to. Exactly, though. You're not going to starve me to death. So I'm going to hold on to this, which is contrary to what, most people think. But eating like 5-6 small, healthy meals a day, help you lose weight, burn fat much quicker than eating just like one meal a day.
Now, question: If your body is scared that you're gonna go into the starvation mode, are you holding on to some nasty stuff too? Then by doing this fasting, like, ain't you holding on some bad calories too? Am I hurting myself? I'm too.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just holding on to survive. I mean,
just whatever I can get. I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick with it.
To start eating muscle as opposed to just eating, some of the
I have noticed that because I started to lose weight. I was like, wow, I lose weight. I was losing weight, and then I know my chest coming down, my soul. But I still got the fat.
Right. And so I only like to recommend it if it's for a health reason, like your doctor may have said. And I don't know if you guys are familiar when Atkins first came out, a lot of times these diets were done just like keto for a short period of time, because there may have been heart patients. They got to lose a lot of weight fast quickly, and they got to do that so all those little things work. But for religious reasons, if you're doing it for religious reasons, what your relationship is with God, and how long you can do it. And there are a lot of different ways in intermittent fasting. So it does not mean you just have to starve yourself. There are a lot of, different plans when it comes to that.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Shanna Thornton. She says she Team Madison. She must be working out with y'all. Is the workout good? Tell us. You tell us right now. No. If somebody wants to join the First Family of Fitness and get some workout advice from you and start to be a part of your program, how can they do that?
Well, for me, you can go to lifestylefitness1.com. That gives you all my personal training information.
Okay.
Or you can also go to chairexercise.com. That tells you about the chair exercise program that I have. Of course, if you Google Darryl Madison, you'll see where I am on IG, Facebook, and YouTube also.
All right.
And you can start to follow us now because we have incorporated our children. We are on IG, so it will be Team Madison Fit Family on Instagram.
Okay.
But for myself, of course, I am Jackie Madison on Facebook, also Glamour Girl Style Fitness, and on IG, Get Fit Glamour Girl Style. So, and what we do is we partner together as Team Madison Fit Family.
All right. I love it. the family that work out together stay together. Ain't that right? now, how old are your children?
8 and 15.
Yeah.
8 and 15?
Yeah. Yeah. We have a daughter. She's 8 and our son's 15. And
wow.
And so he plays basketball.
Okay.
She loves to dance. So we promote all forms of movement, being active, no excuses, none whatsoever. And then I have a Mommy and Me program because my daughter and I, we work out together.
Okay.
Wow. My husband and my son, they live together. Okay. So, and then sometimes we do it all together.
Yeah,
it just depends on what our
That's
schedules
beautiful.
are. Yeah.
Friday night fitness.
Friday night fitness.
Get down there and get it done.
I like it. Friday night fitness. Baby, you hear that? We started the Friday night fitness. I don't think my wife listening. No. How much time I got, G-Money? It's time. It's over with. He gonna play the music in a minute. One last time, if somebody want to be a part of the First Family of Fitness, how they get in contact with you?
Okay. You can follow us again on IG, Team Madison Fit Family, or Glamour Girl Fitness at Get Fit Glamour Girl Style on IG. And Darryl,
Lifestyle Fitness, #1.com and Chairsize.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another installment of the #1 rated business show right here on the Real 1100 AM and iHeartRadio. Thank you, Miss Victoria, Derek, Upasna, Don, Francesca, Shannon. If you too far up in the comments, I'm sorry I didn't see you. But thank y'all so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. You can follow me on Instagram at I am KC Pride. You can follow me on Facebook, everywhere else at I am KC Pride. Google Kevin C Pride, whatever you want to do. Until next week, we are out.